Up everyone in YouTube land. Sorry for about being a bit late. My co-host couldn't make it. He's on Mrs. duties, and who could blame him? I've got with me like a man that needs no introduction. Let's get this going. Blues Brothers episode 15 with the Arsenal history and more. Let's go. good evening, and good evening, everybody. How is everyone doing tonight on YouTube land? Hope everyone's had a good Monday and everyone is nicely settled. I am with a co-host today because my regular co-host couldn't make it. JPT is on Mrs. Duty, but I thought I'd upgrade, so I got Jez in. Big up, Jez. How are you, mate? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night. Arsenal Chelsea.
I ain't.
It's a must-win game for Arsenal.
It is.
No disrespect to you boys, but if we're going to keep challenging, we've got to win it.
Yeah, of course. I think you'll dust us, to be honest. We're terrible home and away, so I do think you'll dust us tomorrow, to be honest. But yeah, I did want a couple of other people here, but a couple of the other panelists haven't made it up either. So me and Jez will just roll on as we do. The assembled says, "Good evening, gentlemen and chat room." Big up the assembled. Right, Jezza. Now I've called on you today because I have a very unique conversation I want to have, and it's pretty dear to my heart. Big up Carl Walsh, Gunnar in the building. How you doing, sir? You all right, mate? Like, I need to talk about this, and I need your help with this because officiating is something that's really, 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 really beginning to annoy me. And it's the level of officiating, because I'm pretty sure on Yeti's watch along, you saw the number of penalties that they didn't get with that. And did you watch our game with City? Did you see? Right, now that handball, right, where we didn't even get a corner.
No. I mean, it's laughable. As soon as when I was doing that watch along with the Yeti, I said that's a pen. I said that's clear pen, and he agreed. He agreed. I said, yeah, that's a pen. And I'm thinking, are they not even going to look at that? They're not even going to look at it.
Well, apparently they did.
Yeah, but why is it, man? Sometimes you get, VAR checking for pen. VAR is checking for this. VAR is checking for that. And then another time you do see nothing. You see nothing.
I want to break this down because it's not just like okay. Let me be first. Like, I'm not a crybaby. Let me just put it out there for there. Yeah, it's not my team is not the only one that gets like done up by bad officiating. But what I really, really, really can't stand it when we get done up by the officials, it's always against C. I can't. Haaland pulls our defender in the box. Our defender pulls them back, and they get a penalty. Excuse me?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to fall for the conspiracy trick on this. Big up Assa. At the end of the day, it's one of them things that I just think the officiating is so. Jeremy, what are you calling me? The only person that calls me that, mate, is my sister. Jeez, what are you doing? What are you saying, man? What are you saying, Anthony?
Look, driving his tractor, more than likely.
The only thing I see, mate, is the level of standard of officiating in this country is so poor. I've never seen it as poor as it has been the last 3 years. And I think, honestly, mate, they've so overcomplicated the game now. I don't understand the offside law at all anymore. When I was refereeing, it was simple. It was so simple. Now, I mean, yesterday, case in point, in that Coventry game, he's got a toenail.
Yeah.
Nail, right? Over the line. And I said to the Yeti, right, when I was doing the watch along with him, right? If you've got a bloke who's got a size 9 boot and you've got a bloke who's got a size 8 boot, right?
He's onside. Yeah. I get what you're. Yeah, I fully understand what you're saying. And then, to be honest, right, when you when you actually looked at the line when he was offside in the actual game, he still looks onside. That's the really nut cracking thing about it. And the thing is, we had something similar happen with us against Liverpool in the Carling Cup final when Jackson's goal for assist for that Raheem Sterling's goal was offside because his hand was offside. Now, I was always under the impression that you only count the parts of the that you played the ball with, right? Or am I wrong? Because you know more about this than I do, clearly. And it's just like, how can his hand be offside? You don't play the ball with your hand.
No, totally agree.
And when you see the line, it's like that. His line, his hand's got the blue line for it. And I'm like, huh? Like,
I said this right. I was chatting today with an old mucker of mine, and he used to be a referee. And I said, so if you're running, right? If you're running and you've got a defender there, and you're both running the ball, right? Yeah, and at that second in time, yeah, your arm's out. How is that offside? How is your arm gonna? What difference does your arm make to being offside? What's your arm gonna do? You're quite right. You don't play the only people that play the game with the ball in their hand is the keeper, right? You never get a goalkeeper offside, so I just don't get it.
you know, and
it's a nonsense of a game.
when you say it like that, it actually makes it sound as stupid as it is. Don't everyone agree? Like, you're never going to get a goalkeeper that's offside, so why are you even worried about their hands? Thank you. Spot on. Exactly. Jez, are you doing a watch along? Says Sean.
Yes, tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening, I am on the Longhead Yetis channel. We're going to do a watch long for the game tomorrow night. Yes.
I'll see if I can sneak in there and say hello because I'll be at work at the time. I won't be able to do a watch along for it. Has the daylight rule for the offside been scrapped?
Daylight. I mean, there you go. I mean, that was another one. Showing daylight. I mean, the thing is, this is the question. Anybody in the chat can answer this. I'll be very interested. Yeah. It used to be such a simple law, right? The thing is now it's overcomplicated. It confuses the linos. It confuses the referee. It used to be as soon as the linesman saw a person offside, they put the flag up. Even though they know that person's offside now, they let it go to completion.
Yeah.
Offside. Then they give offside. So that's another 20, 30 seconds maybe of the game wasted, and it has to be pulled back. What is the purpose nowadays of having a linesman? It seems to me that they're just inconsequential. The referee seems to me now, it will always go with VAR. So it's all down to me in the fact that if that VAR guy's having a bad day, he's had the hump, right? He's had a row with his wife the night before, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. And he'll make the controversial decision. And I just don't think, it's not being done by a neutral computer. It's being done by human beings. And everybody makes the mistakes. Everybody, in any game, nobody is that good at making a decision. When I was refereeing, right, I can honestly say to you, after a game sometimes, I used to say to both captains, sorry, boys, I've had a bad game today. I haven't been at my best. Yeah?
Fair dues.
You can only be honest about it, and they'd go, fair enough, ref. Yeah, you didn't have a great game, and you'd get a poor mark. You'd get marked out of 10. The teams would put a score in each game for you to be assessed on. Yeah, and you'd get a bad mark. You might get a 5. Yeah, you're always looking for an average of a 7 to 8. That's what you were looking for.
Yeah, from a ref. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes, I had to say I've had a shit game today, boys. Sorry about it. I wasn't focused enough. I wasn't up for it. But the fact is, nowadays, it is just solely reliant on 2 or 3 guys in a van outside the ground, watching the game. And that one yesterday, what you're talking about, the handball issue, right? I could clearly, I said, yeah, that's handball. That is handball.
He even does that afterwards. He pulls his arm in afterwards. It's so bad, that City one though. Yeah. The straw chewing gooner says, "Drive a tractor and keep my tractor out of your mouths." Ooh, I think I know who that is, Anthony. The assembled says the only thing VR. Well, here you go. The only thing that VAR is open to interpretation is where the grey area is. That's exactly what Jez was just talking about. Like when he said about you got four guys sitting there in a van. You know, it could be a white van. You never know. You know, like it's just how what's the standard? And I think Jez has like just touched on it. Like back in the day, you had like a simple standard for what the rule was, and he used the offside example. Now I'm going to bring in another example, and I want to hear Jez's like answer this, and because he's in the know about these things, and I'm not. But I swear, and I checked this at the time with UEFA and FA rules, that if a ball hits your hand before striking any part of your body, or just after striking it, it's ball to hand, is it not?
Mm.
So why, like in the Champions League this year, did we get a Newcastle team who had that very same situation, like awarded a penalty against them because it hits his rib cage, then it ricochets onto his hand? By definition, in their own rules, and I've checked it by the way, UEFA and FA, it's not a penalty, but they gave it anyway. Now, do you think that was more down to the money in football, or maybe the referee's interpretation of football? Because, or was it pressure? Or is it just the fact it was the Champions League and the pressure got to him? Because, like it's been stated by a lot of people today, like, and you even yourself, like, it's not just bad; it's shockingly bad.
It is shockingly bad.
And it's embarrassingly bad.
It's ruining the game. It's simple as that. You know, I mean, when I started, when I was going for my FA, my badge, right? Yeah, the definition of the law was hand to ball. Handball. Handball. Big up, Colin. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, big up, Colin.
Handball.
Hey,
yeah. There's none of this, the fact that if it came off another player's leg in the penalty area and hit your hand up to here, right, as it used to be, that was never deemed a penalty. You had to make a clear, it had to be cleared that you had sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, interfered with the flight of the ball.
Yeah, it had to be deliberate.
Yeah, that is handball. Nowadays, it could come off somebody's chest, right? It could come off an attacker's chest, hit your arm, right? And they'll give it as a pen. I'm sorry, I don't see that as being clear and obvious. Which it should be. It has to be clear and obvious. And I don't understand that. It's handball law, right? Offside law now is just, I don't understand them. There's so many variations in what referees will give because it's overcomplicated. And that is what causes all this controversy.
Well, for me, my more recent example, we've spoken on examples of like where they've done the wrong action, but my latest example was a clear example in inaction. Now, I want to ask all the gooners, right, in Jez's chat, if they saw the Chelsea game and they saw the handball, if that wasn't given if that was or for or not against Arsenal, well, obviously, like say if you were playing City or something, and that same situation happened, would you not be screaming for a penalty? I would. Like it clearly hits his hand, lower part, like Jez said, not up here. Like it was down here. It hit him square there, and he pulls his hand away. Literally, it's like, oh, you naughty boy. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you naughty boy. They caught you, and he brings his arm in, and they didn't even give a corner. And it's just like, excuse me, did I just see what I think I just saw? Like, not only is it a handball and a deflection, it didn't even give us a corner. Now, I want to hear from all the Gunners fans as well. If that happened, how incensed would you have been? Because I'm not being funny, we've had other things against City as well, and I'm going to touch into that later because I want to hear Jez's insight on the next example in a minute. But yeah, I want to just big up my co-host quickly, keeping it real. Chelsea, big up JPT, big up you handsome gents. Sorry you're not showing up for this one. Still in the doghouse with the missus. Well, but if you're in a doghouse, mate, you're in and you're going to be newlywed soon, so she'll kick your ass, bro. Pep's fixture rant was an obvious deflection, dude. Man, I've hated Pep since the infamous 2009 night with Barcelona when they had about 7 handballs. Like, was it 3 handballs, 4 fouls, and a couple of red cards, and none of it was given, mate. Don't get me started on Pep. Wolfie, I don't know who that is, but big up the straw chewing gunner. Yeah, none of us know who he is.
I know who he is.
Yeah, I do as well. I think he's Batman. Tony says, agreed. Jez, can you see a time when computers will officiate the game? Yes, Jez, you did mention about how computers could possibly be. What's your spin on that one? Good point, by the way. Yes,
I think there may come a point in time where VAR will be changed out to actually a situation where, with way computer technology is now, like in tennis, cricket, they've got these ways of actually seeing, was that a nick off the bat? Was it down to the player offside? Because they can have cameras like all the way down the sides in the quadrants, as you call it in football, right, for offside. And the fact with the amazing camera technology we got in this day and age, I could quite easily see that VAR will suck. And what I mean is, I can quite often easily see it won't be people. It will be a signal or a notification to the referee saying you need to go and check this, right? And he'll go over to his monitor. He's got every camera in the bloody ground that he'll be able to look at and check, and he'll be able to have, for example, offside. They'll have cameras directly in, because sometimes these cameras are a little bit off skew. Yesterday in that Coventry Man United game, it wasn't dead in line, that camera, where his toenail was offside. It's a little bit off. So I don't know. I think there will come a point in time where it will be tightened up in a different fashion, because I think the fact is there's way too many complaints now. There's way too much controversy in the games from one VAR official, right, at one game, yeah, to when it comes to let's say the Europa League, right, the Euros this year, right, Euros, yeah, when they start playing the semi-finals at exactly the same time to stop any cheating, right, you can have VAR officials at one game and VAR officials at the other game. They're both going to have their own interpretations, because that is the thing with people. You can interpret it one way, I can interpret it another. So what your interpretation of an offside handball is may differ to mine.
Well, same thing with what's in and what's out, isn't it? Look at you guys in the infamous Newcastle game when was the ball in, was the ball out? They couldn't work it out because they didn't have the right camera angle. I was like, what? With all those cameras you've got, and because it's funny, you mentioned the camera technology a minute ago. With all those cameras you got around, you can't work out if the ball was in or out properly. Now, I'm not going to go into the game, but I remember how much that particular decision infuriated Jez. And I'm not going to lie, I remember how confusing it was at the time as well. Big up, Mama Flossie. How are you, ma'am? Hope you are well. Queen's in the building. Evening, all she says. Anthony says, "You're right, Mama. You're right. You're right. You're right." No, I'm joking.
Right, Mama.
Hey, Mama. Okay, everyone's just saying hello to her now. Hang on, hang on. FA wanted a Manchester FA Cup final again. I don't really agree with that, to be honest. I hear what you're saying, Aces. I understand how the monopoly of it seems to be there. But let's be honest, if you want, you'd probably aim for more Arsenal, Liverpool, if you wanted to make a bit more money. I think, to be honest, I think I can safely say we all expect City to polish Man United in that FA Cup final. Like, even if you don't like City, like we all know United are terrible. They're awful. Even we beat them. They're awful.
I think you've got to look at that one in an interesting, different prospect. Is the sales of what's going to happen at both those clubs, the sales of merchandise for the FA Cup. No disrespect to Coventry City, but they're nowhere in the same league in sales of what Man United, Man City will do. Personally, I wanted it to be Coventry against Man City because I don't want to see Man United in a cup final. I'm
they're
just
awful.
that's well, it's me. It's they're our biggest rivals.
Yeah, of course.
In the
And it,
fact, in competition, they are our biggest rivals in history, right? Not uh, in locality. Obviously, that's a different team altogether. Um, we will be playing next Sunday at 2:30. So I don't know. Was it controversial they didn't get through? I think it is. Personally, I think it
yeah,
is. It's exactly what the likes of BBC or an ITV will want. Two Manchester clubs going toe to toe, and the views will be unbelievable. So the revenue the FA are going to get is going to be massive,
well, and
massive.
I'm sure that's what they did with Newcastle in the Champions League when they awarded that penalty, which wasn't a penalty and it should never have been a penalty, even in their own rule book, just so they could keep PSG in there and the money from Mbappe and France to still flood in. I suppose, and look at what just happened with them as well with the Barcelona PSG game with the 3-3. Can you imagine how much money the UEFA made off of that? Just of how bonkers that game absolutely went nuts. That's the problem, isn't it? It's not about, and the thing is, it's not like it's good football either. It's shocking football. Everyone's making mistakes and like miskicking the ball. Yeah. Do you remember a day when if you misplaced the ball, you would have got killed in by the team you were in? You know, like, can you imagine? I don't know, Tony Adams doing a back pass, like say how they do now, and just letting someone go through on goal, and he'd probably kill himself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just horrific. It's not like it's brilliant. There are some nice goals, but it's more down to player mistakes than it is individual brilliance or quality. VAR are scared to show their mates up on the pitch. Mike Dean admitted to it. Well, you're there to do. Well, that's. I tell you what, that is probably the most logical explanation, especially for something like what happened to us over the weekend. Because, like I said, we didn't even get a corner. It's like, how can it be bounced off his hand and we didn't even get a corner? Why are mostly all refs Mancunians? Jez, have you got an answer to that?
Good point. That's a very, very, very good point. Yeah, very good point.
True say, true say.
I don't know how to answer that one, actually. I don't know how to answer that question. That's a great, great comment.
All right, we'll start. We'll come back to it. We'll see if we can work on that, get a bit more magic. Rather have 4 linesmen if they've got to go further. Well, I'll tell you what, that's what the funny thing was. Didn't they compensate in the Champions League by doing something when they had 2 officials on each side of the net?
They did,
And,
yeah.
and they would move across.
They didn't do anything.
No, they didn't.
I used to say, well, what are they there for then?
Oh, trust me, dude. I was screaming that 2009 hardcore, like, what are you? Yeah, trust me. Exactly, Mama. They don't want to jeopardize their colleagues, worried more about their mates' feeling than calling a fair game. Well, considering how much is at stake, that shouldn't even be considered.
I think Mama's got. So I've never thought about that statement. Right. Now, that's a brilliant point. Okay. Brilliant point. Now, if you don't know how you progress in refereeing, I'll give you a brief breakdown. Okay. You go and do your course over 12 weeks, one night a week, wherever it may be, right? And you then join your local FA branch, yeah? And then you get assigned to Sunday league, I mean, basically pub football league, and Saturday afternoon league, lower tier, and then you progress. And what happens is 4 times a year, you'll get assessed. A guy will turn up, you know they are, right? because you'll be down in Hackney Marshes or you'll be down in wherever you are refereeing, and a bloke will turn up with his Labrador and he'll be sitting there and he'll be a retired referee, right? And he'll be standing there with his little notebook and he'll be writing comments down. Then about a month later, you'll receive from your local FA, yeah, a report, and he will written down, well controlled. You did a great job of this. But this is true. This is a true story. All right. My first year, I was getting really good reports from the teams, right? And I got called in to the local FA and said, yeah, you're doing really well. But you were noted, right? You were noted walking out of the changing rooms towards the pitch with your hands in your pockets. Therefore, this season you will stay at a grade 3 referee. Because I had my hands in my pockets, right? Now, it wasn't the fact that you're doing a really good job officiating. You've done some good stuff. Your sending offs were being correct. It's because I had my hands in my pockets. And I thought, how old school is that? Right?
Very.
It took me 5 years to get my class 1, which is when you go to county level and then you go up through the better leagues. And if you really got an ambition, you try and get into like whatever leagues you can get into in your area. And then, of course, you can progress on and maybe you'll get into the Football League, 4th division, 3rd division, as it was back in the day. And you progress from there. But when I got called in and they said, yeah, you had your hands in your pockets. And I was like, what the fuck does that matter? You know?
Yeah, what has that actually got to do? That's why I was just about to ask you. Did they actually give you an explanation to why that was a fail? Or did you said it was a fail?
No, that was it. That was it.
I think you got done, mate, to be honest. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but that just sounds booky. If you got all your decisions correct, what does it matter if you had your hands in your pockets? The game hadn't even started yet.
Well, it's basically, it doesn't give a great... It's basically because what they're looking at is they want...
Conduct. Proper conduct.
Yeah, they want you to look the ultimate professional. Well, no, I wasn't a professional referee. I was an amateur referee, right? Because I never made it into the top football league, that level of refereeing. No. I used to referee in the county leagues and all that stuff, fair play, But, of course, if you get into the top flight, then it's a different game altogether, And a mate of mine, he was a very, very, very good referee. He got done once. He applied to get into the Isthmian League back in years ago, right? And he was there. He was a brilliant referee. And he got refused that one season, right? Yeah. This is by the proper FA in Lancaster Gate, right? Up there, because his boots weren't cleaned properly before the next game. Now, come on, man. Seriously. Wow. What, they look at your boots before you go on the pitch?
It's a bit overkill, isn't it?
Exactly. That's how it is, man. And I'm just putting it out there, people. That is what you're working against. That is what you're working against now.
Sticklers for detail, we used to call people like that. Sticklers for detail. Bit of a random question from Callum. He says, do you both think Ten Hag will be there at United next season? Yes, I do.
I think he will, especially if he pulls it off against City in the FA Cup. Yeah, all day.
Which I doubt they will, because Pep's got Ten Hag's number all day long. But I think he'll get. Oh, you did well. You tried. I think, as Lee would put it, but. You know what I mean? But anyway, no, I don't think they'll get rid of him. I'll tell you what, though. I hope Poch ain't up Chelsea next season. I don't dislike him, but I never wanted him in the first place because of his Spurs roots. Now I know Jez will get that because he was such a Spurs icon. I never wanted him in the first place. Sorry, big up Jez Jack Ramsey says, "Hey, Dan." Sorry, I almost rhymed. Evening, Wolfie. Even Jack. How you doing, mate? How you doing, right? Wolfie. It doesn't matter. You can call me whatever you like as long as you're polite. No, I'm joking.
I call you. I call you the Team Wolf.
Team Wolf. Oh, I ain't got quite Michael J. Fox's boyish good looks, but I'll take the rest of that because I love that guy. Dan Fry says the interpretation of the tech that's the problem, not the tech itself. But yeah, that's what Jez was alluding on. That's why he said about you don't have all these individual breakdowns. You said just one set parameter that you apply to all situations.
Yeah.
If you're in front of the line offside, you're offside. If you're behind the line, you're not offside. That's simple, you know. Jez, this is Wolfie. This is Wolfie, not Hot Fuzz. When did he call me Hot Fuzz?
I might have done. Oh no. When he texted me hours ago and said, "Are you going live tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, 11:30. I'm going with Hot Fuzz." I did say that.
Hang on. I need to get some chocolate milk. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do my big up Hot Fuzz, by the way, big up. I ain't seen Fuzzy in ages. Big up Fuzzy. I ain't seen him in a hot minute, but I need to have a chat with that guy. But yeah, not Fuzzy. It's Wolfie. Oh, here you go. One of my Chelsea panelists finally turned up half an hour into the stream. What's up, Prime?
Oh, big up. Apologies, I was late. Got home late. So.
Oh, all right, mate. No worries. What the hell does this have to do with the price of eggs, as Mum would say? Yeah, very good point. Thomas Tuchel will be new Manchester United manager in the summer. Maybe. But yeah, I want to quickly, because I've asked you, I want to ask you quick. Sorry, Jez, was you going to say something?
That's the rumour. Thomas Tuchel will be going to Man United, apparently. That's the rumour.
We'll be available. So, Prime, quickly, now that you've joined us, big up. How are you, quickly?
I'm good.
Now,
tired, but just had a long day, so it's fine.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Do me a favor. I've been asking Jezza about this, and I'll ask you now. What did you make of that whole handball situation over the weekend with us and officiating generally? Because we didn't even get a corner, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, should have been a penalty, but I don't know. It's weird. They didn't give the handball, so they should have given the corner. But part of why they didn't give the corner is because if they did give it, it's them admitting that it should have been a pen. Because
that's an interesting analogy.
What other body part would it have touched off him?
You think
body part touched is your hand, therefore it's a handball.
Jez, what do you take on that? If they admit it with a corner, they got to admit accountability or culpability, as the old saying was. What's your spin on that? Great point, actually.
It gets back to the same thing again, doesn't it? Really, you know, if you don't get that initial decision and you go to another decision and you don't get that either, is that because they're frightened of admitting liability? That's my point. And it was a great point that Mama brought up. And I will go with this because I meant to say, and I got dragged away with what I was talking to you about, right? Yeah. Nobody, it's like, how can I put this to you, right? You don't want to criticize your mate, right? Now, these guys all work out, they all work together and everything. And if you've got the man sitting in the white van outside the grounds, yeah, and he works with these people, you're not really going to want to criticize him too much and say, "Oh man, that's a bad decision." Ooh. Because it's all the get along gang. Again, you know, it's all like, oh well, we can't fall out. It's pretty much a bit like in society nowadays. Oh, we can't upset anyone. Can't do that. Can't upset my mate because we'll fall out at the end of the day. I mean, it's bullshit, man. If you're going to call it. It's a very, very weak mentality. If you can't say to the referee, and you're an ex-referee yourself, mate, you made a bad decision there.
Now, to be fair, it's just bad refereeing, and we know there's bad refereeing in England anyway, and they don't properly know how to use.
Shocking officiating. It's not bad refereeing. It's shockingly bad.
It happens all the time because they don't know how to both the ref properly and also use VAR. So, like, it is what it is. Chelsea had enough chances to win the game anyway. I'm not concerned about that handball decision.
No. I'm not getting on into. If you want to talk about how wasteful we were, we could as Chelsea fans, no doubt. Jackson, that 1-on-1, so on. But the thing is, my point is not because I'm not crying about it because it's not the first time we've been knocked against City. I was saying about that time with Haaland, with Cucurella at Stamford Bridge when he drags him out of position, and Cucurella drags him back, and then they get a penalty.
Yep.
It's not. It's, as I said, it's not just bad. It's shockingly bad. You know, it's mind-bogglingly bad. You know, John Irvin says Arteta in a blender or Arteta in space. Be more specific. Chelsea badly need a quality striker, and we need quality organisation. James, the Arsenal fan, since 2024. So you're new one, are you? Big up, mate. I swear that's a Benfica badge. Is that a Benfica badge? Hayden, big up. How you doing?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hey, says John Irvin. Jog on, pal. These fraudulent badly needs to be sacked immediately. Yep. Derek says, it is what it is. We lie through and act offended. Well, it depends, isn't it? Whether you're the one being shafted or not, didn't it, Derek?
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. He comes for me. He comes for me, mate. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the conversation. Well, if you come for Jesmate, you come to the wrong place. You'll get lynched here. Jim Bradshaw, Jez, please shout out my boys KB and Sleek Dog. Both are big gooners. Shout out,
bro. But I'll shout them out. KB and Skell Dog. I don't know who they are. But fair play. Shout them out. Big up to them.
Yep. Big up Jimmy. Unfortunately, Arsenal will be drawing tomorrow on Sunday's matches. Aces, we're crap, bro. We'll move on to us, Arsenal in versus Chelsea in a second, but we are shocking. I'd be gobsmacked if you didn't beat us tomorrow. Really gobsmacked. Luke James, big up Luke, says hi. Tony says VIR should be in place by independent of BGL MO. The way you don't get the whole get along gang stuff. Yeah, I know what you mean. Luke James is Wolf. Big up, dude. Wesley says, Wolfie, don't blame me because I'm a Man United fan. My 60-year-old brother is Arsenal. He loved Cannon Badge in 1970s. Support. Oh, yeah, of course, that was the old Arsenal badge. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Supporting them, mate. All United want Arsenal to win the league. I doubt that very much. Oh, then again, it's either City or Liverpool, I suppose.
I bet they do.
Yeah. Now that I think it's either City or Liverpool, the other two choices. I get that. Wow, man! I never thought I'd hear the day when I hear a Man United fan say they want Arsenal to win the league. Oh, it's not like the good old Martin Keown and Ruud van Nistelrooy days, is it, Jez?
Not really. No, they're not going to want City to win the league. That's for sure.
Wolfie, don't read his comments. I won't, man. Don't worry. I won't. They get big butts to make tough decisions. If you don't have the spine for it, then don't take the job as you're robbing the paying public. Facts. Absolutely fact. Right. Now, let's try and move on a little bit then, because obviously we need to talk about, well, I don't particularly want to, but we need to talk about Arsenal Chelsea tomorrow. Now, Prime, you still there, bro?
Yep.
Now, apparently, we're missing Palmer and Gusto. Whether they'll suddenly magically appear back on the bench is anyone's guess. Give me your thoughts on the Arsenal-Chelsea game tomorrow, because we're at the Emirates. We're probably going to get, hopefully not thrashed. It's not going to be like an Anfield repeat, but I could see it happening because I think we've got no right side now. so maybe Trevor right back or Diassi. Give me your thoughts, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I was on Lewis's channel, and someone made the point of that Palmer might still play, that this is like some weird form of mind games, which I don't agree with that. I don't think it's mind games, but I do agree that Gusto and Palmer will end up playing. I mean, we just found out before the final or before the Everton game that reason why Enzo hasn't looked the best is because he has a hernia problem and he needs surgery, and yet he's still been playing. So I believe that Gusto and Palmer will play tomorrow. They'll start.
So you think it's mind game tactics then?
I don't agree it's mind games. I just think I think they probably do have some form of a knock, but they'll still end up playing.
Oh right, okay. So you'll think they're going full Arteta, then they're going to be played despite being injured. Fair enough. Which kind of makes sense actually, because as Enzo's season's gone on, he's looked a bit more jaded. Is that the word?
Yeah, because he has hernia problems, but yeah, he's still being played for whatever reason.
Was it a proper sports? Is it a proper sports hernia, like where there's a growth in one of his muscles or skin, or what? Does anyone actually?
I just heard that's a hernia. He has hernia problems, like abdominal hernia. I don't know, but in terms of the game itself, I do expect Arsenal to beat them. They're a better team than us. They're one of the best teams in the league.
That's true.
And they should beat us. However, we've also shown this season that we've risen our level when we've played in the big games. So it'd be quite interesting to see how the game actually goes. I don't know. I don't think Arsenal will beat us because I think these players will have like too much pride in order to just roll over.
I don't really see it as a case of rolling over, bro. Like you just said, they're better than us. Like
Yeah,
maybe things are a bit more better and be closer.
Yeah, but like even them being better, there's still a way to go about it. I think these guys will actually stand up and fight. I'm gonna say draw. Because I don't see us. I see us performing well. I don't see us being enough to beat them. So I'm gonna say draw.
Your thoughts, Jez? What about that? Like, you think we're good enough to draw with you?
I think it's all going to be down to what team he puts out. And I had this discussion earlier with Kenny, Matty, and Lee. Right,
big up Kenny, Matty, and Lee, by the way.
If he starts tinkering again with the team, right, like he did against Villa, it cost us. I've said earlier, I would change up front. I would go back to starting Trossard. I would start Havertz, and I would put maybe Reece Nelson there because Saka, to me, it's happened for the last two seasons on the bounce. At this time of the season, because he gets played all the time, every game for 90 odd minutes, he rarely gets substituted. Yeah, the guy. How long can you do that? I mean, you even look at look at Declan Rice at the moment. He's not back to how he was when he a month, 6 weeks ago. He's not. He hasn't had his last 2-3 games haven't been great, right? He's been okay, but that's because maybe his mentality. But he's not physically been brilliant.
Has he been over relied on though?
Say again, mate.
Has he been over relied on?
I think so, to agree. But this is what Arteta does to a point, right? He'll focus on a player and he'll push until all of a sudden something breaks.
Timber.
Yeah, and he played tonight and scored after 9 minutes, by the way. There you go. He was playing for the under-21s tonight and he scored after 9 minutes. So,
good player.
Will he be back in the first team? No, I don't want to see him till next season, to be honest. So let him play for the under-21s, under-23s, whatever. I think it's the under-23s actually he played for. Let him play for them and let him get some match experience again, and just let him leave in there. I don't want him thrown straight back into this team. Because that will be another capitulation. Personally, tomorrow night, our defence is going to have to be up and strong. And I want to see Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White. Right? That worked in midfield. Right? I'm going with, let's put Partey in there. Odegaard, Rice, Partey. I don't want to see Jorginho. That could be Agent Jorginho. In fact, I put Havertz up top because he has scored from there. He does, and the thing is, what I like about what Havertz has done when he's played up top, he drags defenders out of position.
Yeah, he does run. He makes runs. He does make certain runs.
Case in point, that goal that Trossard scored the other day.
Good finish, by the way.
He dragged the defence apart. It was like the opening of the Red Sea. All of a sudden, it went bang, bosh, goal. Thank you very much. So he's a very annoying player for the opposition in that respect. Personally, if you want my honest opinion, I think Arsenal will win 2-0. Sorry to upset you by saying that.
You won't upset me, mate. I know we're pants. Don't worry. Compared to the Chelsea teams I've seen, this is dog shit. I would even say the 90s teams were better than this one. So, I'm adamant, mate. Don't worry. I've seen real Chelsea teams. This ain't there yet. This is what I would call the layer, the first layer of the American pancake. That's Chelsea now. You know what I mean? At least when we had a Russian, at least we were ruthless. Now that it's all about, PR and being the tourist club now. So,
And big up to Mr. Josh Eade there, by the way. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, I did bring his comment up. Big up, Mr. Joshy. But I don't know like who, because I got warned by Mama Flossie a minute ago. Be careful who's like commenting.
I know that is that one fella comes in. He's after me. There's another one as well. He's got the same surname as me, Michael Collins. They're trolls, mate. They come in all the time and like.
Yeah, I know. How's your mate Pete? Is he pissed off yet? Jeez, Pete. The last time I was in your chat,
one of them is Pete. He comes.
Oh, is it? Oh God.
Yeah.
Dude, man, get a fucking life. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You've been
right,
man. Jesus.
Their narrative is so predictable, and I'm like, yeah, I've been seeing this now for 2 years, fella. Don't you?
I know.
Do you think I'm that stupid that I don't know what you're saying? It's like.
Right. I know what you've been going through with Pete, because if you go onto Jez's channel and it will say top members, the very first symbol you'll see on his top members list in terms of right on the left hand side is my channel symbol. So yeah, I know what you've been going through with Pete, mate. Trust me. But yeah, I can't disagree with your analogy. I think you'll beat us tomorrow. Hopefully, like Prime said a minute ago, it won't be embarrassing. I'm not sharing his confidence about getting a draw. Because I believe there's always a 10-15 minute gap when you play Chelsea where the defense is just completely all over the place. You know what I mean? And even when you look at Man City's goal against us in the cup, it's deflected, it's bounced off, it's disorganized, but it still counted. This Man United team is the worst team ever I've ever known, bottling a 3-goal lead against Coventry. City is a disgrace. This manager needs to go. Yeah. I agree. How Man United? Well, I tell you what. If this was Fergie era, the blowback on that result. If a Man United like under Fergie had given away a 3-0 lead to Coventry, the backlash would have been absolutely crazy. Egal is fully convinced that Arsenal will win the next 5 games. Look,
he would be
right. So, well, Egal. Yeah, he's the ultimate optimist, isn't it, Egal? He's one of those ones who doesn't like to see anything through a negative light, but sometimes he lets maybe his Arteta love blind him. He wears what we call rose-tinted glasses. He's not a bad bloke, but because
he's right. Nice fella.
You know what I mean? But
feeling shows with him, mate. He's actually a nice.
Yeah, I watched you and Lee and him on your Lee's channel the other day. That was a good convo when he jumps in. It was a good chat.
Yeah, he's all right, man. I mean, I've got respect for the guy because he will put his neck out and he will put what he wants to say, and I can't argue against that. But I said to him on streams, I don't agree with what you're telling me because basically I think you're talking a lot of bollocks. But I respect you for what you stick to your guns.
Mm-hmm.
But the other night on that emergency stream, I said to him,
Yeah,
You,
that's what it was.
you
Yeah.
said at the start of the season, if Arteta doesn't win a major trophy, he's got to go. And now you changed your mind again.
Yeah, he did say that. I remember when he said that. Yeah, I know. And he says it on the football terrace at the beginning of the season all the time. Dear. Big up Terry Flewers, man. When you gonna start making real content, bro? Like that guy's a poison match. A guy is a delude. No, he's not deluded. Like I'm not trying to cuss out other Arsenal fans, but it's one of those ones where like you should just wake up and smell the coffee. Like Jez said, it's not that he's deluded because obviously he's changing his narrative. So maybe it'd be better to say stop lying to yourself. I remember Wrexham and Mickey Thomas back in the day. Well,
Yeah. I was there. I remember that day out at the racecourse ground. Man, racecourse ground. I was there, man. What a shit day out that was. Seriously.
Would you want to share that particular memory?
Well, it's third round of the FA Cup. It was a crappy day going up to Wrexham. First time I'd ever been to the race course ground. Not a great ground back then. I don't know what it's like now. Probably a lot better.
Yeah, massively redeveloped now, isn't it? So.
Gone up there is probably about, I don't know, 4,500, 5,000 Arsenal turned up thinking we're going to walk the game. We were absolutely dog shit. Dog shit, man. And Mickey Thomas, lovely goal, free kick, bang, we're out. See you later.
So was that a 1-0 defeat?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the 1-0 defeat, but that's not. It's not like I like to be fair. Mr. Josh pointed out that it was a 3-0 lead being given away. Is what his point was. Yeah, I appreciate what you just said, Wesley, about obviously and the fact that it was a shock. But I do also agree with what like Josh just said about if it was any of our teams against Coventry, like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and they'd given away a free, they'd just get as much stick as United got for bottling the free. Because the thing is, you would expect United in the 70th minute being 3-0 up to control the game and see it out. It was just what we would call FA Cup magic. Really, it was a great comeback. It really was. And
for neutral, I was watching that. Yeti, we were watching two games at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. I had that game on ITV, and I'm watching another one on my other computer there, mm-hmm. and I was watching it, right, and with the commentary 3-0 down, I go, oh, that's done and dusted, man. And I've gone, oh yeah, it's 3-1, and then a bit later 3-2. And I remember I was sitting here and I jumped out of my chair. I got it. It's 3-3. It's 3-3. And then it was
4-3.
For a neutral, it was a brilliant game to watch. And I won't lie, I wanted commentary to win.
Well, they deserve to, really. I think.
The underdog. They got there before and won the FA Cup that time, and I was like, wow. It's like brilliant, and then it's offside. I did say at the time he's offside, and then anyway, the result came, dying seconds, and everything.
His toenail was offside.
Yeah, his toenail, mate. I said to the Yeti, mate, go and get some smaller boots, because next time you won't be offside. Because obviously, if you got a size 9 foot against a size 8, then you're going to have that little bit extra, aren't you? So. That's bollocks, man. I just winds me up every time I talk about that sort of thing.
Well, literally fine margins, isn't it? And it's one of those. If they should have just given him the benefit of the doubt and said it was a goal. Even I don't know about anybody else, but when you see the replay and the truth, he still looked onside to me. But fine margins, right? Going back to the Arsenal game with Chelsea tomorrow, and I'll start off with Latimus again quickly. Like, who from that Arsenal team would you take into that into the Chelsea team right now? Like, because I'll ask Jez the similar question. I got to think the only thing he'll say is maybe Palmer, but other than that, probably no one else. But I'm just gonna try and be a bit more devil advocate. Who from that Arsenal team would you take out to try and slot into this Chelsea team to make our team better?
Gusto, I'd take.
There you go. Anyone else?
I'd take Palmer without a heartbeat. That guy is cold, man. Seriously.
Cold.
I reckon he'll be playing tomorrow night. This story, he's got an illness, right? They'd have been putting him in ice baths and God knows what, and steam rooms today to get him sorted out. I'll be honest with you, I won't lie. I'd like to see him play if he's fully fit. I think that guy's absolute levels.
Mm-hmm. So the way he's got 2 good feet as well. That's what I like about him.
How Arsenal never got hold of him, I do not know. Seriously. You know what I mean?
I do, but it's just one of those. We only paid something like 37 for him.
Yeah, but we paid you 65 for Havertz, laughing all the way to the bank.
Whoa, you just said you liked Havertz a minute ago.
Well, no, actually, in fairness, I was probably one of the only people on YouTube, Arsenal,
that said he'd give him time. Yeah, I was there, by the way. I've got video. If you want to, if Jez actually said that, and he said that to me, because he said there's a player in this boy. We've just got to try and find it. And I've even remembered the stream because I've got it saved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being on the stream when he said it. Go on, Prime.
What player would I take from Arsenal? What is there a limit, or like what? Only a few, or what?
Well, in an 11, right? What would you take from Arsenal to make our 11 better? And yes, you can take as many as you feel you need to. Just don't take all of Arsenal's squad and leave ours out, regardless of how.
I wouldn't take all of Arsenal's squad. I'd take Saka, but like I'll be honest, I'd play him left back.
And wait, come again. You'd play Saka left back.
I think he's better as a fullback than he is as a winger.
He used to play.
Why?
He did. He used to play there.
I've been saying this for years. He's better as a fullback.
Explain why.
Because he's better as a fullback than he is a winger.
Yeah, but defensively he'll be exposed.
He won't be. He's good defensively. You saw how he was against City. He's good defensively.
Whoa. Okay. How are you feeling on that one, Jezza?
What? From Chelsea to Arsenal?
No, about the idea of putting Saka at left back.
Well, he did used to play there.
Okay, but was he good at it?
I don't think
his ceiling at left back is higher than it is at right wing. So I would take Saka. I'd also get Trossard because he knows how to find the back of the net.
Dude, what's that guy got to do to start? Trossard, man. I feel so sorry for that guy because he bangs goals as well. He's like you, man, Jota. It's just he never gets any chances.
I'd also bring back Jorginho because we need like leadership and experience in this team. It's probably about it.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe no. I'll take Saliba as well. Sorry, yeah, I'll take Saliba. So that's.
I'm not being funny. You should take Gabriel and Saliba because I'm not being funny. Let's face it. Other than Silva, you know, what I mean, we haven't really. Oh, big up, Steph. Yeah, I just see that as well. Big up. Sorry, the chat's gone up quick. I didn't see that. Big up, Steph. How you doing, mate? You're right. Sorry, the thing's scrolled. Jesus Christ, Jez, how do you keep up with this?
That's my four: Saka, Trossard, Jorginho, and Saliba.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think you're missing out. I think Ben White's been one of their better players this year. You know, I'll take him.
He doesn't start. He doesn't start.
No, but I'm not being funny though. But if I know he doesn't start for them, but all the time. But for me, he would start for us with a crocked Reece James, and he makes assists.
You said to get into this 11, and Ben White wouldn't start.
I'm saying for me, not for you. It doesn't have to be shared, bro. Like I'm just giving you my take.
But like you said to start. Do you think Ben White starts over Augusto?
Well, I think if fit, yes. I think he's got a bit more about him defensively at the moment. Ben White's decent, man. You can't.
I rate Ben White, but he's not better than Gusto.
Why isn't he better than Gusto? Oh, night, man. Take care.
Oh, big up.
God bless, mate. Take care.
He's just been played. I don't think he's getting played rightly. That's a class play you got there, man.
Okay, what do you mean played rightly? What do you mean by that?
I just don't think he gets the respect from your manager that guy deserves. I don't.
I think half of them don't get the respect the manager from the manager they deserve. Yeah. That gun says I'll take Palmer Concedo. Fair enough. Yeah, he did. Says Tony. Referring to what he said about of course, about the player in Havertz. Yes, the only Chelsea players I'd take is Goster and Palmer. Fair enough. Arsenal Maniac says morning. Victor are going to join the Chelsea in the summer. Says who? I don't want. I'll be real with you. I don't want Victor Osimhen. I really don't, because with those kind of players like Morientes, Torres, those sort of guys that you just try and get behind the back for, they don't really work, man. We need a battering ram more than a. We need a Benjamin Sisko or someone like that.
Sesko, do you watch Sesko?
Yeah, of course. I'll take him. What? Yeah, in terms of he suits our style more.
Have you watched them? Do you watch them?
Yeah, RB. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I do. I watch all leagues.
Hey, do you want Zinchenko's? As Anthony said, would you like Zinchenko, man, at Chelsea?
Piss off on your tractor. All right, take you and your tractor and get out of here with your Zinchenko coming. I love you, Anthony, but don't try and par us off with Ukrainian sub goods, man. We've already got.
Hey, whoa! We buy your crap, so why don't you buy some of our crap?
Why don't you sell us one of your good players, like when you sold us Ashley Cole? Like, can't we like? Here you go, 150 mil. Can we take Saliba and Gabriel, please? We need centre back replacements. Jeepers creepers. But yeah, I would take. But I tell you what, I'm gonna say different names to what. Obviously, I'll take Palmer. And I could say obviously, let's say not Palmer. Sorry, Ben White over Gusto, because I think at the minute Ben White plays at a higher level. Right, whether you think it's their better players or not, but in their systems right now, I'd say Ben White plays at a more higher level. We've already got a baby Drogba. Who's the baby Drogba?
Well, Eddie Nketiah, man. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, no, that's below it. Eddie Nketiah would be a fantastic backup for Jackson. Aces, don't take the piss. You guys can have Zinchenko and Jesus for a combined 60. No, we don't. No, we buy the good Man City players. We don't do what you guys do and buy the crocky ones. We got Palmer for about half that, I think.
You did.
We were well lucky.
You did.
And Tony says we'll throw in an Eddie Nketiah in for free. No. Our defense is already in trouble. We don't need Eddie.
Prince of Zamunda.
In it.
Waste.
I know Wolfie, aka Hot Fuzz. Leave him alone, all right? Get back on your tractor, Andy. All right. No more of that, all right? Terrible man, you're a terrible man. Eddie would be a good fit. He can fight with Jackson, who is skying a pen and all the way to the Craven Cottage. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Chelsea fans refer to Jackson as baby Drogba. What Chelsea fans refer to Jackson as baby? You tell me where they are and point me in the direction, and I'll go and sort them out. In what way do you look at Nicholas Jackson and remind me of Didier Drogba? Okay, like I've not heard that one before, but I'm not calling Chris a liar. Some douchebag out there wearing a blue shirt probably did say it. There's a lot of gas ones about. I'll tell you that. Right, yeah. Right, I need to ask both of you this question. In a combined 11 between the two teams, how many... Okay, let me just put it this way. How many... it's all YouTube, mate. All over YouTube. Okay. Cedric Suarez... Man says giving us... You might as well go the whole back to give us El Neni as well. In the words of Didier Drogba, it's a disgrace. Yeah, you're missing a word there, but yeah, you're fully right, mate. It's an effing disgrace. Jackson couldn't lace Drogba's boots. Well said, Tony. You tell him. We'd like to see Partey get a start. That's what Jez said a little while ago. Give Declan a rest. Bend it like Declan. Oh, by the way, do you think he's a Chelsea reject, Jezza?
Who?
Declan Rice.
No, not.
You're welcome. You can thank us for him because we let go of him. Well, we did a full Salah and like KDB with him. Right, we just let go of another talented player.
No, he's made a massive difference to Arsenal's midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can deny that. All right, did we overpay for him? Probably. But that's what Arsenal do at the end of the day. But the fact is that he's made such... You can see it in the midfield at times. The guy is everywhere. Defensively, midfield, he gets up front, he knocks in the odd goal. He scored some great goals this season. Let's put it right.
True.
So, no, mate, I love the guy at the club. And one thing I will say this here right now, next season, I'd like him to see him be captain. He won't be, but I'd like him to be.
Fair enough. No, he'd be a good captain for you guys. Jez, go please Google Mr. Pink. Is that in reference to me, Arsenal Maniac? Because if you're talking about Steve Buscemi, you're a bit late on that one, because Tony Ibarra, or DJ Crane as he's known in the chat, has cracked that one many times. He calls me Mr. Pink, Mr. Brown, Mr. Orange, Mr. Blue, the whole lot. Christopher says we would thank Chelsea and West Ham for his development. Well, I'll tell you what, more of a West Ham sort of thing, to be fair. You're a famous actor. No, I'm not. Just a lone teen wolf. Listen to what the man told you earlier. Just a lone teen wolf. I'm just Michael J. Rayner instead of Michael J. Fox. But yeah, I want to ask you guys, as I said earlier, and I'll chat this out again. Anyone in the chat, feel free. But is there a combined 11 between the two, or is it just an Arsenal 11 with a couple of sprinklings of Chelsea players? Because I can't see more than about 2 players getting in, to be honest, from the Chelsea team. If I'm honest, if you're doing a combined 11, just purely on form and stability, Arsenal have us absolutely smashed in that department, to be honest.
Personally, if you want my honest opinion, Palmer for definite.
And Gusto's
goes in there all day long, twice.
Would you play him over Saka? Would you play him over Saka? Oh, here we go. And this is one where who's better right now, right? Who would you? And I want Arsenal fans to be honest as well. Who would you take, Saka or Palmer?
Palmer.
Because I'm not being funny. Okay, I know Arsenal fans will lynch me for this, but I actually think Palmer's better than Saka at the moment because he can use both feet. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about GA. I ain't talking about how many goals or pens they've scored. Right, I will say this. Saka, the fact that he's been worked out and has no other tricks in his trade is what kills him. He has no right foot. As a coach, I would love to see him train maybe a couple of hours extra on using his right foot and get pretty good at using it. Because I'm not being funny. Another talented Arsenal player that could use both feet and was a joy to watch was Santi Cazorla. Because it didn't matter if it was left foot or right foot, he could use them to the same level. And that's why he was just so hard to pick up. Just so hard.
For Arsenal, Cole Palmer would be a lot more effective playing either as your false 9 or playing right centre mid instead of Odegaard. I think Palmer's great on the wing, but I think he's kind of wasted there. He's a lot more effective for me centrally.
Yeah, he is. And when he got that hat-trick last week against Everton, that kind of showed it, really. Because did you see that chip? I love that lob he did because it was just so high.
Remember, I've been telling you guys that Cole Palmer is actually good in the 10.
Yeah, that's his natural position, isn't it? He can play wide right.
But I remember 2 months ago when we were having an argument, people were saying he's not good in the 10, and I've been telling people Palmer.
Who did I argue? Who argued?
We had this discussion here on the podcast.
Yeah, I know, but I never argue with anyone about being. I think he's a great number 10.
No, I said we had this discussion on the podcast.
We've had that discussion a couple of times, but I was just wondering in whose particular, because I'm not being funny. I would tend to agree with that statement, so I'm just probably thinking maybe Deals or JPT might disagree. I'm not even sure there, but I'll have to maybe go back and check. I would have Ben White. Or Bin White, generally rock solid and loads of pace and can cross in too. Yeah, that's what I would say. Because even though I know Jez and obviously the Notorious down there both said they would take Gusto, but I'm not being fair. I like Ben. I think he's done enough where he may not be a world class right back, but he's a good one. He's good. He can give a bit of everything. He's not the top notch creme de la menthe, but he's not bad. 10 players for Arsenal plus Palmer. Yeah, that's basically what I was. Well, there you go. In Arsenal's system,
where would 10, in a combined 11, it's not 10 Arsenal players.
Well, how many players do you think would get in the combined 11 for Chelsea? That's what I said a minute ago. I can't see more than 2, 3.
I'd say if Casado was played in the right way, I would say he could, and I would say
Spot
Gusto.
on. Yeah, spot on. Because I've been.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't be saying this because of the semi-final, but I'd put Jackson in over Martinelli if you go based off this season.
What? Oh yeah, that's true. Talent wise, I don't know actually. Who's more talented between Martin?
It's not about talent. I'm just going off this season. I put Jackson over Martinelli. I put Gusto.
It's all right, Luke. All right, I know what you meant, mate. Don't worry. That was when you said Bean White. I was like, no, I said that crap because I should have known what you meant. I apologize. Sorry, mate. Go on. Sorry, Prime. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Yeah, I put Gusto at right back. I put Jackson over Martinelli off the left. I put Palmer in the team, but I yeah, maybe you can say Palmer off the right, but I think Palmer would be better as a false nine for Arsenal, or even as a even playing like in midfield as a right number 8. If Palmer was at Arsenal over Odegaard as a like right center mid, they'd be a lot more creative. Because the thing that I like Odegaard, but like he is very, very safe with his passes. He doesn't try and like he doesn't try like not necessarily extravagant.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't try and exploit the channels. Enzo will try and exploit the channels, but Odegaard doesn't do that.
Time is a good thing. You gotta keep it ticking and keep it safe. But there are certain times that you just need to make that pass and try it and see if it comes off. But again, maybe that's a thing in his mind. He's thinking he doesn't trust Arsenal's forwards to get on the end of his pass or to finish the move. So I don't know.
Maybe. How about you, Jezza? Where would you put if you had Palmer in that Arsenal team? Where would you put him? Number 10, or would you play him out wide?
I'd put him out wide, man. I'd put him out wide. I'd put him out where Saka plays.
What, on the right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd also, if we had Casado, right, yeah, I would put him in that position in where the midfield role, which would, I think, I honestly think him and Rice would link up really nice. I really do. I think they would be a right good partnership. And in Gusto, you can stick out there on left back. So I'd take them.
Fair enough. Yeah, that gun says Concedo would be great for Arsenal in the Partey role. Rice could go further up the pitch. Now, the one thing I would say is an area of caution. Be very careful, because when Concedo's left on his own and gets isolated, he can be rattled. Maybe that's just the fact he's still a bit young. But yeah, trust me, the amount of times he's okay. I don't blame Concedo for the amount of times he gets exposed in the midfield, because normally he's left on his Jack Jones when Enzo pushes up the pitch. So I will say just an air of caution. If you're gonna play Concedo in the deeper role where he's protecting maybe the back four, give him somewhere to stick around with. Maybe if they, like Jez said, if they took turns going up, the one goes up, then the other one goes up, but then when in a defensive shape they stick together. Yeah, maybe, but trust me, you do not want Concedo on his own in a defensive transition, because, yeah, people tend to swarm on him. I'll give Palmer a free role in the middle, says Anthony. Maybe even a place in Havertz. Well, Palmer's struggled as a false nine at times. He can do it, but he is a bit more of a midfielder than a striker. With Havertz, he has that physicality where he could be used as a striker. But, Odegaard is more of a controller. Palmer is more direct. Yes, they are. One tries to explore the lines where everyone likes to keep possession. That's very true.
That's why I'd play him out on the right wing.
Yes, exactly. So you get the control and you get the penetration, so to speak. Excuse the expression. Poch would have to try scoring a goal on break tomorrow. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not quite sure what that means.
Counter-attack, I think he means.
Oh, on the break. Okay. All right. Yeah. On the break. Yeah, maybe, but we don't tend to play on the counter, aces. Even when we should, we don't. So you're probably fine. We're gonna probably come at you tomorrow, knowing Poch, like it was with him. And he's only got one way of playing: try and press and try and get up the pitch, which works good sometimes, works horribly at times as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna quickly ask it because we're coming up to 10-1. Big up Bargav in the building. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well.
Big up, Bargav.
Right, quickly, boys. Scores. And I'll start off with Prime. What do you reckon the score will be tomorrow? You said one. Was it 1-1? You said earlier. You sticking with that? Prime. Can you hear me, bro?
3-3.
3-3.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Being entertaining for the neutral ones then. What do you think of that one, Jez? 3-3.
3-3. No, I can't see that. I'm afraid I can't see that. No, I think a positive score. If I'm a Chelsea fan, which obviously I'm not, I would say it would be 2-1 to Arsenal. I can't see 3-3. I can't see you scoring 3 goals at the Emirates. Me personally, I said it earlier, I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. I think we're just going to have a little bit too much. In the fact we've got this to fight for, I'll throw this one out there. I'll throw this firework into the room. You know, Chelsea are out of everything now, right? So are you just going to come and spoil the party? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Because you're going to do exactly what Tottenham want to do at the weekend, spoil the party. You don't want us to win the Premier League, and nor do Tottenham. So this is what I said earlier on Lee's show earlier, right? These are two, it's not often you get 2 London derbies, Chelsea, Tottenham, back to back, right?
That's true, yeah.
So it's a massive, massive task for Arsenal. The fact you guys, are out of the cups and all that, you're not going to win the Premier League. So you're going to come up there and you're going to want us to cause drama. So that's something I think we've got to be very aware of. Hopefully, Mikel Arteta has made the team aware of that. And hopefully the team actually do look at where we are in the league and where you boys are in the league. I was chatting to a load of guys today, all Chelsea, and they've said, nah, we ain't got a chance coming to your boys, your grounds. We'll be there.
Got a chance, but it's a slim one.
We'll be there tomorrow night. They'll be at the Emirates. They're going to go, and fair play to them, And I said, well, I'm going 2-0. And one of your own, he went, I can see it 4-0 Arsenal, mate. And I went, no, I don't think so.
It depends how bad if we're really, no, it's possible because sometimes defensively we're all over the. If we go to sleep like we did against Liverpool, we might get a spanking. It won't make too much of a difference, though. To be honest, like you said, our season's over, man. It's just one of those ones where we had nothing to fight for but the cups. So it was kind of like it's either shit. The only thing that's in it really is ruining the party for you. But I got to ask you as an Arsenal fan, what would hurt more, blowing it against us or blowing it against Spurs?
Spurs, man.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Bargav, we've already mentioned about Tuchel being linked with Man United. We think it would be a good appointment, but are Man United smart enough to do it? We'll see.
I'll tell you what, and I'll just jump in there, right? If Arsenal lose at White Hart Lane on Sunday, oh my days, it will be an absolute cat fight after that game.
It will be
carnage. There will be carnage.
I can imagine Lee's like post-match reaction at disgrace here, guys. Disgrace.
I just hope they've got a lot of police there, because if Arsenal lose, it's going to be an absolute World War III.
I'm ready to riot. Kai Havertz scoring. I tell you what, considering the amount of we've got a lot of ex-Chelsea players, bro. So another ex-Chelsea player scoring again. Salah's ex-Chelsea. De Bruyne's ex-Chelsea. These are all players that have ripped us apart over the years. Kai Havertz popping 1 or 2 against us we wouldn't care, bro. We really wouldn't care. Chelsea.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you, man. Sorry to interrupt you. Did you see the picture? And I laughed at my bloody socks off on this one. there was a picture posted up on, I think it was Instagram, of the Ashburton Army, right, with their little red masks on, and they're all dressed up and all this and all that. All 26 of them, right? All 26.
Big army, innit?
Right? Yeah, the Arsenal Ultras. Yeah,
26. Like, huh?
fucking good luck to you boys walking down Tottenham High Road dressed like that on Sunday afternoon.
You
Good
get
luck,
arrested.
because you won't even get anywhere near the stadium.
No, you
It's
get
all right-
nicked.
It's all right sitting at the Emirates, right, giving it all the large, yeah, giving it all a big one. But good luck to you boys, because I tell you what, I fear for you, because if you would want to be that stupid to walk down there dressed like that, God help you. Because even back in the day when you had the proper firms, right, they didn't dress stupidly like that.
Well, they dressed in like Hugo Boss and Ben Sherman and all that. They didn't dress like mugs.
Nah, you never wore your colours away down at Tottenham. You're stupid, man. Christ Almighty! And I was like, I just
Big up, Jess. Big up, Jess. I hope you're doing well, mate.
big up, Jess. Good to see you.
Sorry,
Go
Jess.
and support Jess's channel. She's a lovely lady. Got great crew on there. They're great fun. They are. They're real laugh.
They are. They're nice people. Very nice people. And sorry, Jess. Finish what you're saying. I'll put a link to her channel actually into the chat. One moment. Yeah, sorry, Jezza, you were saying. I apologize. Yeah, it's just the modern foolishness of fans, isn't it? You just try and look gangster and ghetto and all that kind of crap, and realistically, you know you'd never do it in a million years. You'd get slaughtered.
Thing is, mate, they're not even from Islington,
I know.
right? Most of that lot come from Hertfordshire and God knows where else, right? Buckinghamshire, places like that. You know, get out of here.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, right? That's kind of been lost a little bit in modern football, in the sense of it used to be you're proud of the area you're a part of, and that's the reason why you supported the team, because you're a local team. But now it's become okay. I'm not popping international fans or tourist fans, as they're known as, but it's one of those ones where they don't understand the rivalry that exists. You know, deeper in the roots of the teams, you know what I mean? Like, because there used to be passionate hate, and I mean, and I'm sure Jez will say this, like, compared to how things are now, compared to how they used to be, like, the hate in football has died down, but also the love has died down with it, I'm afraid, which kind of sucks.
It's not the same anymore, because it was, well, I think, like, you boys and West Ham is still the same as it was. Arsenal, Tottenham is still as it was. But I actually said on a show to a lady, gives it all a big one, tells me all this and all that, and she's been there and this and done that, Arsenal, right? I actually said to her on a show once, you ever been to an Arsenal Tottenham derby? Ever been?
Mm-hmm.
No. I said, then don't fucking sit there and talk to me about it. Don't sit there and tell me what it's all about. Because if you haven't ever been experienced it, right, it can go horribly, horribly wrong. It happened to me once, and I got done. And I said, at the end of the day, don't give it all the big large when you've never been.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, don't talk to me about Arsenal and you've got 23,000 subscribers when you've never been to a North London derby. Maybe because you live in the United States. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. But you know what? Sometimes the rivalries aren't quite what you expect, because I tell you what, I know Fulham is supposed to be like our main rivalry, but I tell you what, when it actually comes down to the London teams, I think it maybe boils down to maybe Spurs or West Ham. Because I tell you what, I've been to a few West Ham Chelsea games.
Game, isn't it? A different game.
It's what they say, how the attitudes between each other are, and I'm telling you, right, it's funny being a Chelsea. Okay, and I was actually near the away end when I was in Stamford Bridge. And you could hear what the West Ham fans used to say to Frank Lampard every time he hit the touch. Jesus Christ! Every time you're a daddy's boy, you know you get this, you get that. You suit fat Frank, all that jazz. They go in like they used to go in on Frank Lampard, like, and they used to say some horrendous stuff to him. Big up Fuzzy's channel as well, because Anthony's mentioned it so many times today as well. I got to give up a mention to Hot Fuzz. Please subscribe to the Fuzzy.
Big up,
Fuzz Master. Big him up as well, because obviously he's mentioned Anthony mentioned him quite a few times. It would be absolutely wrong now if we don't give the lad a shout out and like post his channel. But yeah, I'm fully with Jez on that one. The spirit of football's kind of died down a lot, and that's what makes it more plastic. It's not quite there. And Prime, you're a youngish fan. How old are you again? 23, you said. You tell me what you feel the rivalry is now, because I know when me and Jez we kind of seen the hate and the passion and the love. I'm not sure if he's still there now or not, but you tell me what the modern take on what rivalry is. It just the fact of winning, or is there any real hate between it now? Like, do you still hate Tottenham as much as you used to, Jez? Or
me?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Not changed for me. I don't even live there anymore. You know, I mean, I haven't lived up there for what 20 years. You know, but it's still the same. Whenever I go up there, yeah, it's not changed for me personally. It's not changed for a lot of my mates. And it's still the rivalry. It's still, you know, I mean, stupid thing happened at Christmas. You know, we decided to go out for a Christmas do. There's about 20 of us, and we met up with some old mates from Chelsea, actually, some old friends from Chelsea, and we decided to go down Borough Market, right, which is the stupidest thing we could ever have done, because none of us actually been sensible. Suddenly thought, actually, we're now in deep south because that's where Millwall is. Well, not there, but it's not far from Birmingham.
Yeah, close by. It's close by. Whatever.
And we were getting followed around by this Millwall lot, and it all transpired. Nothing happened, but it transpired that a couple of your boys were spotted by a couple of the old Millwall crew, and a couple of the Arsenal boys I was with got. And anyway, it was just like a merry-go-round. Wherever we went, they went. Wherever we went, they went. Wherever we went, they went. And it was we were stupid to do it, really, knowing it was going to be a big, large up on the beer all day. And I said to my mate Charlie, I said, nothing's changed, has it, mate? And he went, nah, and it never will. He said, because Chelsea, Millwall, Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham, Millwall is probably the worst one in fairness. But you see, it never changed, man. If you're our age, old buggers like we are, right? It's there. You grew up with it. You grew up in the area. You know, where I grew up.
Bargav, listen, this is important, because Bargav just asked, did people always have Spurs friends in the past? That's the thing. If you were raised in an Arsenal area, like Jez said, there weren't any Spurs people around. It was all Arsenal.
No, not a chance. Not a chance. Not where I grew up, man. When I was 16, 18, 20, 22, you never went up to Tottenham unless it was a game. You'd never go up to Tottenham for a night out, right? Because you knew what was going to happen, right? And the same, they would never come down to our Highbury area for a night out. Not that there was a lot to do around Highbury for a night out, in fairness, but you'd never come down the Holloway Road if you were Tottenham on a Saturday night, because you knew what was going to come on you. You knew you was going to end up in a fight.
Chucking out, mate.
But yeah, I'm glad that sort of thing's all pissed off to a point.
Yeah, some of it was bad.
I'd never, even now, at my age, go out to Tottenham, right, on a Saturday night and just think, well, I'm going to take the piss. I'm going to go to a Tottenham home pub, right? Because you knew what's going to come on you, and you know you're going to get done. So you don't do it. That's never gone away. It's never gone away.
So to answer your question, Bargav, no, you didn't have Spurs friends because they were in one place and you were in another. And I'm not being funny. It was for me. It was similar to me, but because I'm a Chelsea fan in a group of Arsenal fans, a family. You know what I mean? But and the only reason I wasn't raised in Chelsea, but my association with Chelsea, I fell in love with him because just to happen to be blue. That was it. But when you're young and you're like 9 or 8 or whatever, that's what you do. That's what matters to you back then, you know. But yeah, I'm fully with Jez on that one. You didn't really, if you were in an Arsenal area or West Spurs, that you didn't really mix because, like Jez said just then, like if it mixed, you would normally end up with someone's teeth getting kicked down their throat or everyone spending the night in a cell. And I see that happen quite a lot, by the way. People end up getting chucked in a cell for a night for fighting. But yeah, look, it's coming up 1 o'clock. I'd like to thank everyone for their time because obviously let's round it off now because obviously it's getting very, 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 very late. Jez, would you want to pick up your channel, bro? It's in the description. If you can see it, please like and subscribe, especially if you're one of my Chelsea lot. Please give this guy a sub and a like. He's top guy. He gave me my debut on YouTube. So please, he's the reason why I'm sitting here. Please give Jez a sub and a like. Please, 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 please.
Yeah, it's Arsenal history more. Everything Arsenal. I haven't done any history stuff for a while, and I'm saving it for the summertime because in the summer there's not a lot to talk about. So I've got a lot of history stuff I'm going to be doing in the summertime. So if you want to come and learn a little bit about the arse, then come and watch, please. And that's what it's about. Tomorrow night I'll be watching the game, of course, on the Longhead Yetis channel. Top fella. We have a great chat. We have a great laugh. Seriously, it's so funny because we talk about just about everything that's out there. And as I say, mate, thank you for having me on. Big up to you. It's great to come back on your channel. It's been a while, way too long. And you need to get a lot more subs for what you do. And thank you, man. And thanks to Pride as well out there. And thanks to everybody in the chat that's come across. Thanks to Jess. Lovely channel she's got. And also to Hot Fuzz 44. Top fella. And all you people that are working real hard on YouTube, man. It's tough work, man. It's tough work, but respect to all of you.
Prime, do you want to shout out your socials, bro? Now that you've unmuted yourself.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Badlands Prime. The game's tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be doing a review of the game on Casually FC. So yeah, check that out.
Sweet, brother. I'd like to mention my partner in Blues and Crime, and he suffers with me a lot. JPT, keeping it real Chelsea. He wasn't about earlier, but if you can please drop him a like or a sub, please do, because he's a top guy. Very nice, chilled out brother. I've been very lucky to do a lot of stuff with him and Prime here. He was also a very nice, chilled out lad. Got his football brains on. I'd like to thank everyone in Jez's channel who's contributed to all the chat, of course. Like, it's been good conversation. No one's got nasty. It's been very, very, very humble and very, very smart. So big up Luke, James, Christopher Ward, the Arsenal Maniac, Acers, Anthony, Luke, Everett, Tony. Yeah, that gun. Everyone that's been involved. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know how Jez on a busy night keeps up with it. But it's been a learning curve for me because the chat's just gone like that. So yeah, great fun, everybody. Thank you very much. Stay safe. And we are out of here. Good night, everybody.